Hello. Helps to add myself to the stream. Is anybody there? Say hi in the chat if you're here. Hello. I have nothing, no topic. I just thought since I was made up and my good friend Bobbles is not feeling well that I would go ahead and come live on mine. Yay! Hey! Oh my goodness, look, people! Hi! Good to see everybody. I don't know why I put my ear thing in because I can't hear anybody. There's nobody on but me. I don't need that. Ah, how is everybody? Hi, Pika. Good to see you. Hi, Hillbilly. I'm Barbie and Essie. So good to see everybody. I wasn't sure if I should try this or not. It's been a while since I've done it myself. Excuse me, why? Hey, doing good, doing good. Just been busy with work. I have absolutely no title or no topic. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah. I figured I put some stuff on. I might as well use it. Put it to good use. Oh. Pika says, doing okay. It's my weekend, so I'm bored already. Ha. You know, my son's on his too. Today was his first day of his weekend. And I think I told you, Pika, that my son got a job. He's working at McDonald's. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, but it is a thing. Pretend I didn't say that. Ah, not that anybody watches this anyway. But anywho, so thank you very much, Barbie. Anybody have anything fun they're doing tonight? Paranormal. Hey, oh, Witchy, good to see you. I always have to start with the para, then I end up with Witchy. Everyone, I'm so happy today. The kids just went to daycare. Yay. Oh. Oh, Pika says, one never knows. Oh, well. Like I said, my son's name is all over the internet anyway, so whatever. um, yes, I always keep forgetting to call you Willow. I keep calling you Witchy. Bobbles calls you Willow. Hi, Alicia. Good to see you. And everything following Summer Wells case, did you see the lead investigator's newest interview? No, I have not. I've not strongly been following the Summer Wells case other than seeing some things here and there, but that's because of my job. I work on the trial channel all day, so I run the lives and stuff, and so my days are taken up. But you can post in the chat about what's happening, and I'll put it up on the screen. Then we'll be caught up. That case has been really rough. I've seen it and been watching it, and it's infuriating. Uh, the whole thing. You get to hear here. I'm glad you're here too. Glad you found me over here. Hi, Mitch. Good to see you. Yes, the one that I wanted to look into more, which I haven't had a chance to actually look at it, is the one that where the mom was just found. She had the little girl, Cass. Somebody's gonna have to type it in the chat. Cass. Can't forgot her name. I'm horrible at names. That one I saw happen, and they found her remains recently. Yeah, that one was hard. That yeah, which case, the summer case is so much, and this one that I just heard that popped up the other day when they found her remains, or I think it was in a shallow grave. Yeah, but somebody's gonna have to type her name because I can't remember it. It's Cassie something, isn't it? Very sad story. Yes, Cassie Carli. Is it Cassie Carli? Yes. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. It's this one here. Let's go. 1 second while I find it. Blind as bat. Let's see. Oh, where is it? Where is it? There we go. Found it. Sorry about that. It's this one. This is the case here. Let me see if I can. Does that help me? Let me take this. Okay, so this is the one. Body missing of a Florida woman, Cassie Carli, found after police arrest. After police arrest the suspect. So, where'd it go? Let me see if I can scroll it. Sorry if I look like I'm looking up. I am. I'm looking at the screen above me. Yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful young lady. Says the police have discovered the body of a missing Florida woman, Cassie Carli, in a shallow grave in Alabama. They said that on Sunday, so Carli, she was 37, was last seen March 27th when she met Marcos Spanavello, father of her 4-year-old daughter, for a child exchange in the parking lot of Navarre Beach restaurant. Authorities said she was reported missing the next day. Carli's car and her purse were discovered Tuesday on a boat overflow ramp near the restaurant, investigators said. Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office said the Facebook Saturday that Spanavello has been arrested in Lebanon, Tennessee by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and State Troopers. Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson said in a news conference that the Major Crimes Unit had traveled over 1,500 miles in a week searching for the evidence relating to Carli's disappearance. We discovered her body while executing a search warrant in Alabama. It was in a barn on a shallow grave. Oh my goodness. The sheriff said police were not yet revealing what led them to the location Saturday evening, but the property was linked to Spanavello in a roundabout way. An autopsy would be conducted on the body in Alabama on Monday. The identity was confirmed by a tattoo. So gives them some closure. They know where she is now, but still, yeah. Heartbreaking. And she has what did it say? She has, what is it? A 4-year-old daughter. Yes. Poor little girl. Oh my goodness. Anyway, that was one that I saw pop up this week that was very sad. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. We're not going to talk all about crime stuff. I'm just going to talk about whatever. If y'all have any topics, or if anybody would like to come up, I can email or Instagram you or whatever the link. I'm not dropping it for various reasons, but I can tweet it to you. I can DM you if anybody wants to come up and yak with me on the live. That would be awesome. If not, that's fine too. I don't have any topic. I just decided that my very dear friend Bobbles is not feeling well tonight, so I would just come over here. Unexpected. Like I said, oh, I have makeup on. I need to do something about it. I hope that she feels better and all this stuff. I know she's having a rough time. Anywho, Sandra H. She says, I'm kind of obsessed with the Barisone trial. Yes, we are working on. I'm not going to be talking about that one for various reasons. So we're going to just talk about anything but that. There are reasons, and we're just going to leave it at that. But let me stop sharing 1 second. There we go. Yeah, that case. Yes, it's interesting. I will say it's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just been a thing that we've been dealing with, and yeah. The other trial, by the way, the one that was supposed to be today, tomorrow for closings is the Dr. William Husel trial. That one is actually now moved to Thursday. So closings will be on Thursday instead. So that was a change this afternoon after the trial day ended. Let's see. Essie says, I don't want you to spend your money or work so hard for it, but I appreciate it. Oh, I don't. That was the Essie. I make money? How do you think the Husel trial will end? I'm in the medical field, so it's very interesting to me. Um, my thoughts on that case, which I have been able to follow quite a bit of it. Um, I I kind of think that possibly Jose Baez may get his not guilty. That's just my feeling on it. Do I think, and I would not be saddened if that were the case. A lot of people are saying that he's absolutely guilty. I don't know if I don't know if I'm bending that way quite yet. I've just been trying to watch it and keep up with it and see what's going on. But um, I just kind of think that Jose Baez is going to get his not guilty. Don't tell anybody that. It's a secret. No. Sandra H. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't look like this about an hour ago. An hour ago, I was still looking like I I was still in my pajamas an hour ago because I start work at 5 o'clock in the morning or ish around there. The alarm goes off at that time, and I hop right downstairs and get the day started for what I do for my day job. And I usually go to my meetings in like a hoodie covers everything. Nobody ever knows you're wearing your jammies under your hoodie. So, but yeah. And Dawn says she feels that he's innocent. I'm kind of leaning that way a little bit for me. I try very hard to stay on the fence on the trials until they get to end, but I give a look at not just the what's going on in the trial, but also people's feelings and stuff about what they're hearing and the sides and that kind of thing, and our polls and whatnot for the trials. And I'm gonna have to remember to do one what is it, Thursday for Husel, and see where everybody stands on that one. But and see if anybody is where I am in my thinking as far as his how the trial is going to end. I don't know, for some it's still a little too early, but for me it's not. It's getting closer. So let's see here. Just wanted to say, I know lots complain about American justice. I'm from the Philippines, and here if someone gets arrested for murder, it takes minimum 20 years before the trial date comes up. No bond here. Wow. Yikes. Overall, I mean, the justice system does, working in what I work in is just, being on a job that shows trials and stuff on a network. I don't have usually a bad feeling about our justice system for the most part. I think that for the most part, we see a lot the proven innocent, or is it innocent until proven guilty by a jury of your peers. I feel that is how it is. I usually feel in it when I'm watching a trial that I am okay with what I'm hearing as far as the verdict is on most of the trials we cover. There have been times where I thought somebody should have been or something should have been harsher or whatever. Maybe I didn't agree with what was given to them as far as the verdict and whatnot, but most of the time I'm pretty good at picking the outcome of a trial, and I usually try to give it right before people in the chats will ask what my thought is or where I stand on it. And it's not necessarily my personal thoughts, it's how I feel that the jury will go as a person watching, and as the 13th juror, how I kind of feel that they would go and how it's leaning and that kind of thing. And I judge that a lot, believe it or not, by what goes on in our chat rooms, which is very helpful. That's why I like a lot of people to stay as open and not so one-sided during the length of a trial, so that you can get the feel for it and see if your thoughts and the jury's thoughts come together. You know what I mean? If you have the same opinions, the same thoughts on the stuff you're hearing from a trial, the evidence and everything, and then your verdict on how you would, if you were a juror in the trial, how you would um, vote in, in the jury, that kind of thing. So, but I know that it's difficult sometimes. A lot of people come into a trial and they'll automatically be on the prosecution side, depending on what the case is about. Or then you have the opposite, of course, where they'll be on defense. In this case, I feel that a good majority of people are actually on the defense case, and the very fact that Jose Baez is on the case for Husel, um, I think that may play some in that too, as far as their feelings on it, because we've seen how Jose Baez is in court, um, his major trials and the cases that he has won, and that's kind of a little bit why I'm leaning towards the fact that he's going to get his not guilty on this one. But just because that's his that's, in my opinion, he is an excellent lawyer, like him or not. The cases he's been on, the Casey Anthony, and one of my favorite people ever was Aaron Hernandez. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I always thought he was Baez was very good in both of those trials. He's excellent in this one. How he is and his answers and questions and stuff and all that. And it's been an interesting trial to watch, this interesting judge that's going on in this trial. And a lot of people who are with us may not be following trials. So I apologize for that, because I have a lot of people who are from communities all over that are with me wherever I am. And so if you're not a trial watcher and you're not a trial follower, I apologize for this, and we can change the subject in a second. But this is what I do most of the time. I'm been a very long time trial watcher. Hi, Connie. Good to see you. Hi, Stacy Barr and Barb M, Sandra H. And I didn't say hi to Leica, but I will say hi to Leica now. Hi, Leica. Or did I pronounce that right? And let's see. I'm horrible, as you can tell by starting with channel and forgetting to do the roll call at the beginning, because I don't often do this by myself. So I was, let's see. So paranormal, the Summer Wells case is like a soap opera, too many characters, and it's suspicious. Yes, I agree. I do keep, I look at all the ones who are following it. There's lots of people out there that are covering it. Is it Tiffany Marie? Other big channels like that. It's a Crazy Crime Chick, I think, is the other one. I actually am member, I think, in Tiffany Marie's. I think I'm a member to her. I have to go look. I think I did. I know that I am a subscriber of both of those. They are very good. I think I like Tiffany Marie stuff. She's very good. And so is the Crazy Crime Chick, but I don't know what her name is. Hi, Gone John. Good to see you. Hi. What else do y'all do other than watch Bobbles 3 times a week? A lot of you are Bobbles people. Most of you probably. Mel Mac, good to see you. Mel Mac, Mel Mac, if you have Twitter, I forget if you do. My here, let me put this down. My Twitter handle is right there. I want to DM you because I commented to you today and I felt like, oh, I had to say something to Mel Mac and I didn't want her upset with me because I had said, we're not talking about such and such. And I'll explain to you in DM and Twitter, if you have Twitter, as to why I had to say that in the chat today. A lot of people think I'm a meanie, but I'm not. I just am I'm a rule follower and a rule. So Anywho, let's see. Sandra H says she's not familiar with Bobbles. Bobbles is a friend of mine that I go live with 3 nights a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tonight she's taking the night off. And so I'm over here. But her channel is Babbling with Bobbles. Let me grab it. I'm going to grab the link, or if anybody wants to do, I can do that real quick. Hold on. I got it. I am going to do some shout outs. I'm going to shout out some of the people that I follow and that I go live with. So I'm looking up because I have 4 monitors in front of me and I'm typing on the top one. So I look like I'm looking up at the Lord. There you go. So that's Bobbles. Her channel is a lot of fun. I actually enjoy being on her panel with her. A lot of people think that I need to be not. I've been told that I agree with her too much, and we've actually know that that's not true. I just am kind of more quiet. It's not my channel, but actually I love being on the live on the panel with Bobbles. But you can go take a look at hers. She is a sweetheart and a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I have met her. I also follow, of course. I don't. Some of you may know John Yates. He's my commentary channel person for my 90-day stuff. His channel is this one. One second. Here we go. I'm just gonna do some shout outs. There you go. This one is John Yates. He does commentary. He also does commentary on Housewives on the Bravo show. Absolutely love his commentary. Long-time follower of his, way back before he was even doing his stuff on YouTube. Back when he was in Periscope days, some of the chatters that I talk with on a daily basis know him from way back when. And then let's see, I have my dear friend of mine that I met through John Yates from his channel, and she is now friends with me and lives about 7 minutes from my house. Her channel she does a lot of true crime. And she does commentary stuff. She does a lot of the shows on TLC. Right now, I think she's which one is Married at First Sight? I believe it is. I have not watched that one as much as all the other TLC stuff. I'm big into 90-day stuff. But oh no, that was the wrong one. Let me do this one. Here we go. That was John's. Forget that. Helps. I got 5 billion windows open now. This is Heidi Black's. And I'm also going to plug another one. This is a newer channel. This one is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Here's one. This channel is called Cooking After Dark. That one is JC Bear and my husband, Captain Unicorn's new channel. Tomorrow night, they will be having their first live, and it will be at 7. It was supposed to be last night, but their producer forgot to do a step that kept them from being able to go live last night. So they're going live tomorrow night. Hi, G5. Good to see you. So that channel is there. So if you have not subscribed yet, please go subscribe to them. And I'm going to, after this is over or early in the morning, I'm going to actually get their live set up for tomorrow at 7. And it is going to be, their channel is going to be food-based. A lot of you may know how JC Bear talks. He has the best voice. He, he's really good at describing food in a sensual way, and I'm very excited about this channel. So they plan on doing is also doing videos, so not just lives, and they'll be doing cooking videos. My husband, who loves to cook, they both love to cook, but my husband will be doing the cooking, and JC Bear will be doing the commentating on the cooking, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it, and I will make sure that all of the channels that I have talked about here, I'll put them in the link below, and but I want that channel to, I want his channel, their channel to get seen, and I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with it, and what kind of sensual food stuff it's going to be. It's the tagline, I believe, is going to be food, foreign, and fun. So I will leave that up to you to guess what that means. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. So let me see what's going on here. Let me back up a little bit. Let's see. Hi, Thursday Child. Good to see you. See if I missed anybody. Anybody who's come in. Connie M. Oh, let's see. I know I'm home. I told them I want to be home because they knocked me out. I heard them say she'll be admitted. And so I said, no, I want to go home. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That gives me, oof. Yeah, not a fan. I hope that you feel better, Connie M. Oh, yes. And I agree with Essie. Don't blame you. I wouldn't want to, yeah, exactly. Not a fan. And I agree with Thursday's Child. Glad you're home. Rest and take care of yourself. Hi, Just Me. Just Me says play by JC Bear should be outrageous. It's gonna be. I want to see my husband's face while this is going on. It'll mostly be you'll see his hands when he's cooking. So in the videos, while as he prepares the food and stuff, it's gonna be fun. And there possibly could be a little bit of a certain someone being fed. So I've been told. That was not my, that was JC Bear's idea. So we're going to go with it. Oh, Lord help us all. And Witchy, I don't either. A week before my youngest was born, they had to trick me into going into the hospital. They tried to get me to stay. I actually left. They said, your kidneys aren't doing very well. You're doing really bad. You need to be here. We need to induce blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm going home. I said, is the baby fine? The baby's fine. You're starting to show little signs of some issues and blah, blah, blah. I said, if the baby's fine, I will go home. And they ended up calling me a week later to get, and told my husband, tell her that she is being seen at the hospital, her next appointment, which was weekly. I was diabetic, or not, I had gestational diabetes, so I was on insulin for that. And so it was an issue that, that from that was the issue. But they had to tell my husband, get her here any way you can. Just tell her you have her next appointment to be seen is at the hospital because we have the better equipment here, or whatever it was they used to trick me. And so I listened and didn't realize I was being tricked until he actually told me later on. But I did wait. I got through an extra week, and he ended up being born on 9/11. because I was so sick. They had to do an emergency, but he was born at 37 weeks and very small. He was 14. Was it 6 pounds? Was it 6 pounds, 11 ounce? Or no, not 6 pounds, 4 pounds, 11. I forget that. He was 4'10" and 16 inches long. 4 pounds, 10 ounces, 16 inches long. That was how big he was. He was able to leave the hospital, but he was tiny. I found it very difficult to hold on to him and not drop him. But he was itty bitty. I did do something. I took him home, and my son had a doll that had a little outfit with it. I had to see if the little outfit fit this little tiny baby that I just brought home. It did, and that's what I did. So there you go. I put a onesie, a doll onesie on a pink onesie on my son to see if it would fit. It did. Oh, let's see. Let's see let's see. I'm backing up a little bit to see. Oh, no, I won't put that. No, I won't put that on the screen. I had oh, oh, that stuff is not fun. I have a friend who has that issue. That's not fun. Hope that gets cleared up and gets taken care of. Not fun at all. There's little things in the colon called diverticuli, and the itis means inflammation. So it's inflammation of those little diverticuli. It's very, very uncomfortable. Sorry, I had to. I used to be a medical transcriptionist, so some of those itises and all those osises and all that stuff are still stuck in my head. Yeah. Hi, Marianne. Good to see you. Bobbles isn't feeling well. She isn't feeling well, so she took the night off. She's okay. She just needed a night off. So this was unscheduled, and I decided just to hop over here because, like I said, I had already put my makeup on, and I didn't want to waste it. So here I am. So. Oh, Stacy. No, it's just I used to love the medical transcription stuff. I never could get really quick at it because I have dyslexia and it makes it a little bit more difficult to really get faster with the whole reading thing. So that didn't last long. I was trained as a medical transcriptionist. Then I started following trials more, and then I turned that a hobby into a job, and now that's what I do. I do work for a network, and we watch trials and take our cameras into the courtroom. That's what we do. I am not a legal person, but I watch trials and I run the chats for our network, our YouTube channels, 4 of them. Like us, it's been awesome to chat with you all. Thank you for being so respectful and kind. Have a lovely evening and stay safe. God bless. Thank you for being here, Leica. Glad to have you. Hi, Christine F. I don't think I get to say hi to you. Or hi, Polygraph. Good to see you. So I am so glad to see. I wasn't expecting anyone to be in here. I thought, well, I didn't give any warning for this at all. Oh, Mariette, it's okay. I'm glad she's getting a break. It's good. She needs that every now and again. See, Richie says Bobbles didn't feel well. She will be back Thursday night. Thank you for your patience. Yes, absolutely. Says, what kind of things Bubbles usually talks about stuff in her uh community stuff, a lot of different things, we're working more on topics, trying to come up with topics now to but a lot of topics that base around the things that are going on in her thoughts or in her life or whatever. And I don't even, Witchy could say it probably better than I. Witchy, what would you say? I'll put it up on the screen. Say something about Bubbles' channel, how to explain it. Oh, Mel Mac says she loves the color changing lights. Yes, everybody at the network loves it. During our meetings, I have my background on all the time. And I love your lights. Essie says, I would like to hear about your weight loss journey sometime. I'm looking into surgery. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. One of these days I'll actually I'll do a full live on it. Maybe I'll try and see if I can set that up with someone or have someone on with me. Then we could talk about it, and maybe they can interview me on so that my brain doesn't go all over the place like it's doing now. But yes, I hardly ever do anything or talk about it really, or put anything out there too much about it, as far as in chats and whatnot. But I think it's a good thing. I'll do that. I'll put something together, or I'll do something somewhere, either on mine, or I can set it up with another channel. I want to get here. This is one that I really, really like. I love this lady. Her channel is this one, 90 Days on Black. On Black Blast. It's because I just saw Heidi Black. 90 Days on Blast. It's this one. This is Brooke's. Her name is Brooke. She is awesome. And I think maybe one of these days, she mentioned it, and I think it's still a thing, but I would love to do, there's Brooks, 90 Day on Blast. I would love to do a panel thing with her on weight loss surgery and stuff like that, and my journey and all that stuff. It's a journey that never ends, by the way. It's just not a one and done. It's always a thing. You're always up and down, and you're always having to battle the thoughts and the foods and everything. But that's Brooks 90 Day on Blast. I'm trying to think of some others that I know. We got my husband's new one. Hi, Payne. Hi, Payne. Good to see you. Payne knows the people that I've been dropping. She knows John Yates and Heidi Black and 90 Days on Blast, Brooke. There's other ones. Maria, what is the other one? Oh, Drop the Mic with Maria and Anne. That's another one. They're adorable. They're a pair. One of them's from, what is it, Ireland, I think. And they're very, very funny. They started a comedy channel called Drop the Mic. See if I can find that one real quick. Yeah, here it is. This is Drop the Mic with Anne and Maria. I like to help out communities. I think it's a good idea. If you have people you like, give them a shout out. That's how YouTube grows. Oh, let's see. Can't. Payne, Brooke, yes, I think it would be interesting. I would love to do it on, I mean, I wonder if we could do it on both. I don't know if she'd do that or not, but I would love for Brooke to, she would know the questions and stuff to ask with her career. Oh, Danielle's channel. Danielle, she is awesome. I love her. Danielle, but I can't remember the full name of it. Danielle. What's the rest of her channel? Danielle. Oh, ooh. I can't remember it. It was a. Let me see if it's this one. I don't think it's, no, I didn't type it. Oh, wait, it's, yeah, I found it. This one is a good one too. Yep. Let's see. Danielle Robertson. This one here. Excellent channel. I love hers. She's good. There are other ones in our community. There's trying to think of some of the other channels. Any shout outs or any channels or whatever, just type them in and I'll see if I can find them and put the link up. Hi, Jinlo. Good to see you. Here, I need to do something. Hold on, Jen. Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. There it is. I just made you something, Jen. Say hi again. You'll see. I just made you something. Jen is one of my moderators that works with me over on my day job. So there you go. Oh, wait, yes. Okay. These are all newer channels to me. So if I neglect, and you're in here and I neglect to say anything about your channel, shout it out. Because I am still learning all of Bobble's people and Bobble's channels and whatnot that she is associated, that she has in friends and all this stuff. So please forgive me if I neglect your channel. I'm hoping this is the right one. If it's not the right one, let me know. I think it is because I think I recognize the name logo thingy. That's Connie M's. I just realized I've been putting all those that I was putting in YouTube. I didn't put on my Facebook chat. Sorry, Facebook. You'll have to come to YouTube to see the links that I'm putting in. Oh, there you go. You are now blue. You are blue. Abadiba dab. Yes, I did just do that. And my husband just went, hey, no laughing at me, honey. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Let me see what Stacy Bar says. I have a channel, but I only made it so I could post my autistic son dancing in them. Aw. Aw. That's cute. Hey, well, if you don't care, you can put is it under this one, and I can, or whatever. If you don't want me to, I won't, of course. But that's absolutely adorable. I sadly have no videos of my boys. Both of my boys are on the spectrum along with me. And I have one, maybe two videos before we realized why my youngest was the way he was. Oh, Aussie Amy. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love Aussie Amy. Yep. I'm a big Aussie Amy fan. This one. I went back recently and I had found the video of him and I had forgotten that taking a look at it, looking back now, knowing what I know, here's Aussie Amy's channel. Knowing what I know now about us and my son and everything, that looking back, I can look at it and go, oh yeah, now I see. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh wait, sorry, Facebook. There was an error. Let me try to. I'm gonna try this again and see if it'll go through to Facebook. If it doesn't, hopefully it does. Sorry about the repeat. But anyway, yes, I can see it now. You don't realize things until after it's pointed out to you, and then you start seeing it everywhere, like when you buy a certain car And then all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere. That's how it was after my son got his diagnosis. Then I was like, oh, oh, there it is. I didn't even know that I was on the spectrum until it was pointed out. And I said, so how does somebody get autism? Like it was a disease. And they said, have you ever been tested? I go, tested for what? Am I going to die? As I was walking around and moving around and doing all the stuff, they put us in a room to look at him during his autism when he got for his diagnosis and stuff. It was like an 8-hour thing, and they had us in there. I didn't know that they were watching us through a glass. They were checking out the mom. Because I was doing all the stuff, but didn't realize that I was doing it when I was by myself, or that it wasn't normal. I was just me. And it turns out that it's not normal. But what is normal? I don't know. So let me see here. Let me go back and see. I'm missing a lot, and I am horrible about keeping up. Stacy is great. It'll always be have those to look back on. And there are a lot of parents in the community that would connect with having children on the spectrum. Yes, absolutely. And I wish we had. I wish I'd known. My oldest is 28. We never realized with him either, because at the time back in the day, even when I was little, there was no diagnosis really. There was, well, I'm sure there was, but it wasn't a known thing. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that my son liked to stand in front of the TV and do adorable things. That's what we would just sit and go, look how cute he is. Oh my goodness, look, he doesn't ever stop moving. There's a reason for that. But yes. Now I think that it's important for those of us who are able to speak out, and not only speak out for awareness, but also for acceptance. To be accepted in a community, accepted for the way we are, and not have to change how we are to make us fit in, so that the world is comfortable. That's what I always say. I try not to say I want autism awareness. I want autism acceptance. If I so need to be a certain way, or if I am extremely whatever, and I'm around you, and you don't know what to do or why I'm doing it, you ask. I have no problem telling you. I have no issue with that at all. And I think it's important that we do speak out, and that those of us who have children who are on the spectrum speak out, so that we have people who don't feel the need to be a bully, to just be accepting, and questions are absolutely fine. As long as you're willing to accept the answers and learn from them, then I think it's a good thing to be able to speak about it. A lot of people, and this is one of the things that I really don't like to hear a lot, but a lot of people don't know that it's really not something that a person on the spectrum likes to hear. You don't seem that autistic. You don't seem like, if you had never told me you had autism, I would have never known. Yes, and that is called, and especially in girls, it's called masking. I do it so that you're comfortable with me, so that I fit in better. But my goal is to not have to do that, so that I can be the me that I am when I'm alone or with my husband. My husband has seen the real me. He has seen a lot of the real me. He made me a basement that is sensory oriented with lights and all that stuff, so that I can let go when I need to, as far as the masking thing. And because masking is very tiring. Trying to be a fit in, to be somebody who fits in with everybody else, is tiring when it's something. It's like trying to hold a spring. You hold a spring for a long time. What happens when you let go of the spring? It flaps. No, it bounces away. You know what I mean? There's a lot of movement. That's what it's like with autism. And for me, my movements come at night. So if I'm keeping myself in all day and trying to stop the autism that's me, I tend to be very, very movie. I'm up all night trying to sleep, can't sleep. Nothing helps. It's a mess. I'm a mess. But at least on fun, that's why I have Fun Fridays. Fun Fridays is my day to release. And I used to do some Fun Fridays on here on my channel, but we've been doing them more on Heidi Black's channel on Fridays. But she's changed hers to trivia on Fridays now, which is a lot of fun. I love it. So, but anywho, I'm yakking a lot. I apologize. I'm like a motor mouth. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Let's see. Let's see. I've noticed that a lot of people in the community, as soon as one parent talks about their child, other parents join in with questions. That would be a good community for parents to connect. Yes. Kiki Kazoo! Hi, honey. I haven't seen you in a long time. I miss you. Kiki Kazoo is a longtime follower, longtime person that watches trials or did for a long time and probably has a life now. But hi, Kiki. Good to see you. And Stacy Barr says, so, yes, I get that with my son because he's high functioning and most people don't realize until they spend time with him. Yes. Do you, I don't know if boys do the masking thing as much as girls. I have no idea. Mel Mack says, you need to take us downstairs in your favorite room. The other day I had my iPad and I had Bobbles and JC Bear and Gremlin, Mr. Bobbles on my iPad, and we were all talking, and I was carrying them around, showing them my downstairs. I showed them the lights and our big TV, and I turned on our big booming bass. My husband has a huge bass that makes the entire basement shake. It's awesome for sensory. Love it, love it, love it. I play my Eminem on it. And I rock my basement on Friday nights. But yeah, I gave them a tour of my office and stuff on my iPad. Somebody asked me to do a house tour, and on my cleaning day, after my cleaning day is over, I will toss the idea of doing some filming in my tiny little house. So Sandra H says, so my husband can't sit still even for a half hour. Could this be something? That doesn't necessarily mean it's autism. That could just be ADD, ADHD, or whatever. Usually it's in adults, isn't it? Just considered more ADD. ADHD is more when you're younger. I know that as a child, I never sat still, ever, ever, ever. But I also had other aspects of me that were things that I didn't know what they were. My mom would say, oh, she does the cutest butterfly movements with her hands, and she makes the cutest cooing noises. Okay, with autism, there's a lot of this stuff. This is a lot of that, especially if I'm excited or whatever. Like when I'm on Bobbles or whatever, and you see me doing this stuff, that's me doing my wave. But in reality, I'm very, very much over the top flappy. But with autism, of course, it has all those components to it: ADD, ADHD, all that stuff. Both of my sons are still and always have been very hyperactive and never sat still. I cannot get through a movie. The fact that I can do lives and stuff with people and be on them for upwards of 4 hours or whatever is because I'm being distracted and I'm able to be myself and can kind of move around if I need to. But yeah, moving and stuff. Other aspects of autism are if they trying to think of the things like when my sons were little, they did a lot of the flapping. All three of us rock. We either rock in place sitting or standing. Some people rock sitting, some only rock standing. I rock both, and more in the morning for me and right before bed when I'm my most active. Waking up, having to move from sleeping position to sitting position is a sensory thing, and it's a little bit of an overload on me. And there's that. But anyway, and Payne says, I have an attention span. Me too. That's what a gnat. That would usually be my a gnat. That would be the size of mine. Let's see. I was looking at something. Somebody's again. I don't know. Saw something. But anyway, I've lost my train of thought. Sorry, I got distracted. But anyway, I just thought I would hop on for a little bit and say hi on a channel that I hardly ever use, that I need to do more of. And I am so thankful that you guys joined me. And if I didn't say hi to anybody, hi. I am so thankful that you guys came to be with me for a little bit and put up with me. Now you see, this is not the me that you see on Bobbles, because I'm containing myself. I am actually quite ADHD. That's right there. There you go. Where did that go? I just saw it, and there it is. Yes, that could very well be right there. Thoughts going at 5 billion miles an hour and a body trying to keep up with the thoughts. That's how I see it. Dawn says, my grandson is autistic. It's hard to take him places because he gets overwhelmed easily. I used to be really bad when I was little. I pitched a fit. My youngest was really bad in public. We didn't eat at a restaurant for the first 4 years when he was born. Hi, Tina. Good to see you. It was difficult with him. It took us a while to be able to figure out how to get him to be able to sit still. And the older he got, the better it got. And eventually it became a thing where it was no longer a thing. But at first we would try to take him to places and try to get him used to being out and doing things. But places like Walmart or Costco or whatever are the worst places for kids on the spectrum who have issues like that with surroundings and that kind of thing, because the stimulation in those places is so much that when he was little, he would actually try to duck under the all the clothes racks. And it wasn't that he was trying to be a pain in the butt and hide up inside it. He was trying to contain himself in a surrounding that was overwhelming to him. And I didn't realize until I was older that the ceilings in most places are an issue for me. I have a very hard time with tall ceilings. I tend to do a lot of looking up, and it looks weird. But it's because, I don't know what the because is, but the ceilings, especially if it's like in Costco or Walmart where there's a lot of busyness going on, those ceilings to me, it may be a distraction thing. It could be a height thing, an echo. I have no idea. But I know that ceilings for me are difficult in certain places. If it's a place where it's a tall ceiling, but it's a dark ceiling and they have it painted black, that helps. That actually brings the feeling of close. So I guess maybe it's an open air thing, an openness thing. So if you bring close it in a little bit for me, I'm less antsy. I can handle it a lot better. I don't like echoey rooms. I'm usually, I would never be able to sleep in a gigantic room with tall ceilings. It would not work. Let's see. This one says, did you have time taking the standardized tests in school? I was homeschooled. I was never in public school. I grew up JW, Jehovah's Witness, and my mom kept us home, all 4 of us. And we were homeschooled. We were very closed in, it was just the four kids most of the time. We had some friends, but they were usually out of town. And so it was just usually the 4 of us. So no, I didn't have the same schooling that most kids had. That school was a long time ago for me, believe it or not. I'm 54. So school was ages ago. But yes, schooling was difficult for me regardless of any of that. I struggled with my own issues in school. A lot of things. For me, and I think it's the same stuff that my son has the same issues with. He has an IEP, and it helps him quite a bit with his, with what he needs school wise. But they've actually really been really good with him. The place where he's at now is really good for him. He's very artistic. He likes anything art related, anything working with his hands. And this um, last year and the next year will be really good for him because he'll be in a lot of programs that are geared towards kids who like to do kind of things. He'll be in like animated art, something or other. I forget what the other thing is. He's got stuff he chose, but yes. But as school goes, uh, uh, I had my brother to lean on. He helped me a lot, as in I was allowed to look over his shoulder. I'll just leave it at that. It was a help. School is my two youngest siblings. Um, Actually, all three of my brothers all graduated high school as in homeschool. They did have full accredited schooling and everything like that, but they all graduated high school at 14. I was 21, so I had a struggle. But oh, thank you, Luna. Oh, Luna, hi, yay, Luna's here. Think my skin is covered. I shouldn't say that. My skin is covered in makeup. Otherwise, I probably look close. Yes, my siblings graduated at 14. Being homeschooled and stuff, being in a house where we were kind of kept to ourselves. They had a lot of time to study whenever and do their homework and stuff, and they all did theirs. My middle or all three of my siblings were very smart. I had struggled. It's not that I shouldn't say I'm not smart. I struggled. School was difficult. School was difficult for me. And we didn't know about autism then. So that's probably the biggest reason. I should have been in the schools that my son has been in, that has helped him. We didn't know about it then. No one knew about why I was the way I was. I got a lot of labels. And one of the things that we've tried to do is raise both of our boys differently than how I was raised, because we know more now. And I don't fault my parents for not understanding the whys of me, the why I was the way I was, because it didn't have what we have now and the knowledge we have now and the ways that we can help our kids now. And so I try not to hold a grudge about that stuff. No, Luna, here, I'm going to put this one. No, in fact, I don't want to say they won't. I just know from experience with other siblings, and I have siblings who also, okay, so I'm adopted. My three siblings are not my biological siblings. They're my adoptive siblings. However, two of them do have children that are also on the spectrum, and they are diagnosed, like my son is diagnosed with autism. And so my parents didn't know that the things that I did and the stuff that I was doing was for a reason. So I grew up with labels that were placed on me because of the behavior that I was giving off, or the behaviors and stuff, not because of the whys behind those behaviors. And there was I had a lot of stuff. I had anger issues. That's ODD. We know what that is. My son was diagnosed with that. My youngest had a hard time with anger stuff. He didn't speak till he was 7. So, and the oldest didn't either. They don't mind me talking about them, by the way. I have permission to speak about them. My oldest is 28, and my youngest, my other son, they are 11 years apart, and he is 17, almost 18. And I have permission and never speak about them unless I have permission to do so. So They want the world to know about autism because they want my youngest says I don't want people to care about what I do. What I do, and if I'm standing next to you and I'm rocking because I rock. He doesn't want people to be upset or annoyed or whatever. He wants people to understand, and the only way to understand is to talk about it and have community conversations and be open to accepting how someone is. He now is much more of a masker when he's out. I've noticed that he's picking up a lot of that from me, masking how he is. But if he's not really paying attention, he will slip back into his stimming, the things that he does, um, the things that he will, that gets him through his days. Um, he will do that. I've had to tell the neighbors, if you hear noises from my house, a certain swishy, he calls it playing. I call it, I don't know what. It's the thing where he walks around the house in circles or goes outside and walks around. And we had to warn the neighbors that if you see him outside, remember, he may be a little bit distracted and he could possibly have his headset on and may not hear you. So you have to be careful and not run him over, please. He's not, um, he's, his level of autism is, I don't even, he's considered moderate autism, and he has a full autism diagnosis, but he goes to school, he takes public transit, he goes to his class every 4 days a week, 5 days a week, I'm sorry, and he gets there and gets home. We make sure that he has the bus. I have an app that I keep on my phone, and he's got it on his phone, and that way we know in case something happens, which it has happened, where he ended up on the wrong bus because he was going by a schedule instead of the numbers on the bus, and got on the wrong bus and ended up in Timbuktu downtown and had to be gone and gotten because but we had the app on the phone and I knew right where he was. If you have a child and you allow them to have a phone, the best app you can have on both of your phone and pay for it, it's worth it. 360, that app called 360, that thing is great. Takes you, pinpoints you. I said to him, I had him on the phone. I said, stay where you are. You're at the Salvation Army. Just stay right there, and somebody's coming to get you. So then the person who came to get him shows up there, and she's all like, I don't see him. Where is he? I said, oh, he's there. Let me. And I said, Ethan, where are you? He goes, I'm here. I'm staying here. I'm where you told me to. I said, okay, the person who's there to get you is around the other side. You may move now and go to the other side of the building. So literally, he stayed in the spot I told him to stay in. But anyway, that's a literal thinker. But yes, the app is a very good app to have if you have a situation like that. I personally have horrible times with GPS. I get lost using a GPS. Probably, I get lost on the way from the bathroom to my table at a restaurant. So I think it's a dyslexia thing. I can't remember if I walk this way. I can't think, well, I walked this way this time. Now I need to reverse that and walk back. I can't do that in my head. I end up going the other way and end up lost. So getting lost is my thing. It's a struggle. And Stacy Barr says, yes, my son is the same way. He talks about it all the time. Took some therapy to help him with his acceptance of his diagnosis. How old was he when he was diagnosed? Stacy, if you don't mind, is that okay to ask? My youngest he's actually the one that's got the diagnosis in our house, and that's what opened it up for the rest of us. His diagnosis is, he was 5, and he was still nonverbal when, oh, thank you, Thursday's Child. It's time for me to do them again. It's been, what is it, almost a month, and I need to do them again. I do my own. They're my actual nails. You can't tell, but this one is really crooked. Oh, I don't want to flip you off. Sorry. Let's see if I can. It's kind of, see how they're kind of bent because they're my real nails, and they're bendy. But anyway, My youngest is, what was I saying? Oh, train of thought gone. Um, he was diagnosed at 5. I started suspecting things, that something was different, and wasn't putting it together with my own things and his brother's things, seeing them together and recognizing that there was a pattern until I uh, and until we finally got him in, got him diagnosed, and then the day one of the things that was one of the things I'll remember forever is the day that I went in to the doctors to have him diagnosed. Two things happened that one, I was knitting. I had knitting needles, and I was in the waiting room while he was in, and they were working with him. They do it separately. They do it outside of your presence. And so they have him in there and they're working with him and stuff. And I was out knitting, and a young man, I had not been around anybody with autism. I had no idea. I very closed in family wise and all stuff. But anyway, this young man came in, and as I'm sitting there knitting, he completely lost his mind and freaked out because he thought that that he was around danger because I had knitting needles out. And he was about the same age as my son is now. He's about 17, 18 years old. And I looked up at him, and he saw me, and he just started freaking out. And I said, I'll put him away. I'm putting away. I put my knitting needles away. And I learned that from that time on, if I ever went back to any of these places where there might be other kids, that I have to be careful what I do, because certain things are going to throw a child on the spectrum off. All they see is danger. He saw danger in my knitting needles, and I put him away so he didn't have to feel that way. I felt so bad. I felt like, oh, goodness gracious. My sons are used to stuff around the house, but there were certain things outside the house that they had fears of. Like my youngest had a fear of elevators. He could not go in an elevator. He would absolutely panic, and he would hold his breath, or try to hold his breath the entire time he was in the elevator to get to, until he could get out again. It took him a long time to get over that. He's better now. He had fears of escalators, especially if they were open and he could see like the glass and stuff. I would have to stand in front of him, and he would have to focus right at my back so he couldn't see and not turn his head. Another thing that a lot of kids have on the spectrum is a fear of stairs and going downstairs because they don't trust their own mobility. Usually it's because weak ankles, weak muscular stuff, all the stuff that goes along with autism. Well, he was afraid of falling. I didn't know he was afraid of stairs either. So here I am at this place trying to get him diagnosed, and the elevators weren't working, and we had to go up and down the stairs, and it was me dragging him up, trying to get him, and then trying to get him down the stairs. Yeah, I didn't know that until we went to these places and figured out that it was something related to autism that I had not had dealt with before. So anyway, I'm just jimmer jabbering on. Let's see. Stacy says he was 7 when I finally got him diagnosed. When did he have trouble speaking, Stacy? Was he speech delayed or anything like that? Both of my sons were speech delayed. They did not, neither one of them spoke properly until they were about 7. My oldest, I taught him to read when he was 2.5. He could read a full book, read every word, did really well with phonics, learned fast. But as soon as he put the book down, he was back to jibber jabbering. He couldn't go from speech on a book on pages and reading to speech from here to here. He had issues with that. When my mom said that I spoke very early myself, I guess I was 11 months when I started speaking, and by about 11 months was when I told my grandma, "Don't spank me, you're not my mom." So you can see I was a handful. Let's see. Oh, yes. There you go. There it is again. Yes, we'll be back Thursday. Let's see. He spoke okay, but made lots of made up lots of words, still does. I am big in that. I still will do that. I come up with words all the time. And yeah, my youngest, uh, my oldest did a lot of the jibber jabber talk until he got to where he finally got to speaking. But my youngest had ABA therapy. Hi, Engine Joe. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. It's so good to see you. The man with the forehead. No, I'll do it for those of you who don't know and who are not from our from Bobble's channel. This is a friend of ours, Engine Joe, and his tagline that JC Bear always says is the man with the 4-inch tongue, and we'll leave it at that. I got into the habit. But anyway, Stacy says no, he was speaking very early, but lost his. That happens. That happens. That is something. Yes, my sons never. They did babble. They never had words until they were 4. They babbled through up until they finally got their words. But my youngest, let me read the rest of it. So it didn't start speaking again until he was 3 or so. He roared like a dinosaur most of the time. My youngest did that all the time. All the time. Dinosaurs was his thing, and it was also part of one of his stims when he was mad. It was more of I think it was more of a release for the sensory stuff. I do the whole, what do? I do little sounds when I'm by myself. I make noises. It's really weird. It is what it is. My husband didn't know I did it until I finally started being more free. I think it was about 5 years into our marriage when I started making more and doing more of how I am in front of him. And it's been since my son was diagnosed when we started realizing that it's okay to allow our kids to stim if they need to stim. When I was growing up, my parents were always, don't do that, stop doing that, sit on your hands, stop moving, sit still. All of the things stopping me from doing the things that I needed to do as a kid on the spectrum, because they didn't know I was on the spectrum, didn't know I had to do these things and the need behind it. And I try to tell every parent that I come across now that's having a child who's just now being diagnosed or whatever, and they're embarrassed about what their kid does in public or how they are, if they stim and all this stuff. Stimming is when you, for those that don't know, stimming is when you do certain things that release the tension or energy that it created by your sensory issues. For me, my stimming mostly is rocking, and a lot of other things that I do more when I'm by myself, so people don't have to see it. But yes, my youngest is more of a flapper. He has always been very flappy with his hands. He's more flappy than I was. My mom used to say I look like a little butterfly flying. Well, I didn't know what that meant until I had my son and saw what he was doing and had that diagnosis and went, that's not a butterfly. That is a bat. That is not a butterfly. That is a no. So now I know. But when I get excited or whatever, and I'm with friends, or if I'm slightly inebriated, a little bit of the more of me comes out. A little bit more of the flappy comes out. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, Payne said, nope, you're not allowed to go answer your phone when Addie's on live. Like, I love my Payne. Oh, let's see. And thank you, Witchy, for putting the reminder in the chat. So, anywho, wow, we're going on. I think this is one of my longest that I've ever been live because I'm yakking and not paying attention. Let's see. Stacy Barr says, Yes, mine too. He loves dinosaurs, always has, still does. His stems are rocking, and he also has to have fresh pipe cleaners, which he creates dinosaurs or dragons with them and takes them everywhere. That is adorable. I'll tell you what my son did when he was little. Uh, this may be a little weird and a little ick, but my son was paper chewer, mostly cardboard boxes that he would get put in his room and whatever, and he would. I thought he was using them for, you know, like to get it. I kept saying, where are the boxes going? Well, he was actually chewing the boxes, chewing them up and making a nice paste, and he would put it on the wall. But he would actually put real art things that we should have taken pictures, but we didn't. But he would make dinosaurs on the wall, and we called it dinosaur art, but it was chewed up cardboard because he has pica, and so do I. Um, Pica is when you have a constant need to be putting things in your mouth. Sometimes they say, "Oh, it's a if you eat a lot of dirt." I don't really think that that's necessarily what pica truly is, unless you have it and you know that it's something about the need to constantly either be chewing on something, eating something, putting something in your mouth, something with the mouth, and both of us have it. But anyway, yes, he would take cardboard, chew it up, and then he would make art on the wall with it. And it was, you could actually tell what he was trying. It wasn't like that's a stick man or anything. No, he would actually make real looking, it looked like dinosaurs. The first time he drew without having a class was when he was about 4. I have pictures of him drawing mice on a drawing board, and it's one of the cutest pictures ever. It was absolutely mice. It looked just like mice. It had all of the features and everything. He was absolutely artistic from the day he was born. Loved it, and now chooses in his schooling. Most of the stuff he chooses is art related. Found out he's very good at what is it? Glass. What is it? What is it? Colored glass. I forgot what it's called. The glass where you put it down in a pattern and then you stick it together with that stuff around the edges. Someone say what that is. Whatever that is, he loves that. I have lots of stuff that he's made me um, from his classes, and it's beautiful work. Stained glass. Stained glass. It just hit me like a brick. Stained glass. He loves stained glass art. He likes wood burning. He's actually going to be doing, what is it? His latest, or the next year, he's going into, I think it's cartoon animation. And honey, what was the other thing that Ethan chose? Huh? What was the other thing that Ethan chose? Cartoon animation and what? Stage. Oh, that was before. No, this thing he's got coming up next. It's got to do something with art. I know that. It's something. He absolutely loves anything to do with art. And he's also very much, and this is not, I mean, savantism is actually very rare, but my son is extremely good with math. He is amazing in math. Um, Gets it from my biological mother, who also was on the spectrum. Um, and so was, I think I would say that my grandmother, oh my, I can never remember. I think it was my grandmother was also possibly, I think she was on the spectrum. I don't know what my biological siblings think, but I kind of think that what I've heard about her, she was also on the spectrum. But my son is very, very math, or there isn't any math that he can't do. And he does it in his head, and the teachers don't know how he does it. I did not receive that gene. That gene bypassed me, and I cannot work a calculator. So there's that. But yep. So I have a math whiz, and I'm the language person. Languages were always my love. Spoke Spanish fluently and for a very long time, until now I'm gotten rusty because I don't use it where I'm at. But languages was my thing. I love foreign languages. But yes, he amazes me with his abilities in his art, or in his art. Yes, but I mean in his math. Yes, I am not that. I do not like math. Math does not compute in my head at all, and that's okay. I don't mind. Oh wait, Engine Joe says, and I'm so sorry I missed the foreign channel debut yesterday. No, what happened was the producer. I I messed up and forgot a step in getting the things set up for it, for the channel that is my husband. Let me get, actually, I'm going to drop it again. My husband's channel that's going to be with JC Bear. They are going to have a food channel, which tomorrow is going to be the first live at 7 p.m. It was supposed to be Monday night, but that didn't work out because I forgot to do part of it that allows it to go live. So this is their channel, and tomorrow night they'll be live on that. And I'm going to get it all set up. I'll have it posted in the morning, provided I remember. But yes, so no, you did not miss a live. I messed up. Fire me. But anywho, yes, gone, John. Yeah, me either. And it's okay. It's okay. I don't have to. It's okay if I don't do good in math. I'm okay. I don't do well in math. I would say that's what they have calculators for, but I can't do that either. So I have a husband. That's what I have, and a son who can do it for me. So have I worn anybody out yet with all my jibber jabbering? I can only imagine what the lives are going to be with this. What the comments are going to be. Oh Lordy. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to keep up. Robbie. Oh, hi, Robbie. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I did better with math learning on my own than being taught by someone else. I did find that one time I took a math class that was for business math. And for me, that was a lot easier. I don't know what it was exactly about it and the difference, but it's in how I learned to do it from the other end rather than doing it from the normal end that you do math when you're doing addition and all that stuff. It was to teach you to do it faster the other way. I did better with that. I couldn't tell you how I did it and have no memory of how I did it. It was an accounting class that I decided I was not really going to be an accountant because math was not my thing. So no. Oh, thank you, G5. Thank you for putting up with me, everybody. Thank you, thank you. This is why I'm more quiet on baubles, because I can blah, 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 blah. I should have taken a little bit of some. I don't take anything. I take CBD, but that's about it. But I should have had a little before I started, and then maybe I wouldn't be so bad. Let's see. Stacy Mar says I had to take nursing math in college, and it was useless. I don't use any of it at all. That was like algebra, but algebra I actually liked. Algebra, even though I had issues with math, it was like a puzzle, and I love puzzles. Puzzles are my thing. Puzzles and Legos. As you can tell behind those, where is it? Right there. That's a Lego Star Wars Lego box that I still need to open and do. There's another one that you can't see. It's down below. I love Star Wars and Legos. The typical autistic person at 54 years old. But yeah, algebra for me was very puzzle-esque, and I liked it. Didn't always get it on the first try, but I liked trying. Let's see. Oh, Luna, I'll get that into. So, Engine Joe, I have always been good with math, but a bad part of my life, I learned percentages. Oh, good Lord. They're my nemesis, Joe. Percentages. As soon as I see the per part of the word, I start to panic. Oh, real well. Yeah, all those little percentages that he typed in there. How many? That's why I don't cook. I can't do this. The moment I have to measure something or I have to double or I have to do any of that, I instantly have a panic attack and can't handle it. So I don't cook. I married a chef. My mom said when I was young, be sure and marry a, a a cook because you have no interest in cooking. I said, absolutely right. I have no interest in cooking. I do not like the kitchen. So I married a man who can cook. And their channel, here we go again. Here's their channel again. Let me drop it one more time. That's going to be their new YouTube cooking channel. My husband and JC Bear, one of our awesome friends of Bobbles, will be doing a cooking channel together. It's going to be a little bit about cooking and all other kinds of stuff. It's going to be more than just cooking. They're going to do some awesome topics. But anyway, back to the thing. He said, how many ounces in a quarter pound? I don't know. And how many grams in an ounce? I mean, ounces. No, I couldn't. Not a math person and not percentages. Percentages were probably the worst thing for me. Yes. Yes, cooking after dark. It's adorable. That's going to be I did put some info in the about it, and I will probably be adding more to it as the channel grows and more stuff that they decide to do. Robbie says, measurements were probably some of the most boring aspects of math. I preferred algebra. And I wonder, do you like puzzles, Robbie? Do you like doing puzzles or like word search or even crossword? I'm not good at crossword because I have issues with dyslexia, and I also have issues answering open-ended questions. Therefore, crossword puzzles are very difficult for me. I've tried. Engine Joe's comment is giving me oh good, it did. When I was trying to read it, I was trying not to with all those numbers and percentages. It's reminding me of word math problems. Oh yes, word problems in math. As soon as I would do the math and then I'd get to the word problem and then instantaneous I would be like, oh no, I have to be here and do this. I can't do that. And I can't sit and make sense of what I'm reading. There's just issues, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to admit I have issues in some areas. If that gets me talked about on other platforms, that's okay. I'm used to it. Danielle Robinson. There's Danielle. Danielle, I dropped your link. I shouted you out. I did. One of my favorite channels. I shouted out several people's, and you're one of them. That's Danielle Robinson. All of me. One of my favorite channels. I like it when Danielle talks about food and her cooking. Danielle, my husband, is the cook in our family. He loves it. He does anything he can do cooking wise. One of his new things he's trying to learn comes from Heidi Black. She cooks a southern, or what is it? Food from New Orleans, and my husband wants so bad to be able to cook like she cooks her red beans and rice. Whoo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh my goodness, her red beans and rice. I haven't had Heidi's gumbo yet. I have had her. I'm hoping that we can help pitch in and we can do a gumbo soon because I love it and I cannot wait. I was raised on all of that cooking and haven't had it since I was a kid. And now I have my Heidi who cooks for me. She supplies me with my red beans and rice. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Danielle, that's awesome. I think it would be so neat if they could. I've got all these ideas going through my head like it's my channel. I should wait till I talk to them, but I keep saying, oh, I got all these ideas that you guys can do on your channel. It's their channel. Let's see. Thank you so much for subscribing to their channel. So tomorrow night, Heidi Black, there's my Heidi. I was just talking about you and your red beans and rice. Yeah, so tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific, my husband and JC Bear will be doing their first live. We were going to wait for a first video, but I think the first live would be a better thing to get the channel going and get it get those watch time hours and all that stuff. There's no sound. Can y'all hear me? Did I lose my sound? Hello? Now I'm worried I lost my sound. Did I? Oh, okay. They hear. I guess my talking to Heidi doesn't help. Won't help her if she can't hear me. Somebody, yes. Okay, that's good. It must be on Heidi's end. Yeah, there's my Heidi. Oh, this is all. I'm so glad she's here. I'll have to wait till she comes back and lets me know if she can hear. But yes. Oh, you're talking. Oh, therapeutic painting. That's what I want. That's what I love my son to have been more into. He wasn't so far. Painting has not been as much of the art that he likes. I think he likes the hands-on. He likes create, like making. He liked the stained glass, putting that stuff together. He likes wood burning and that kind of stuff. So he's more of that type of art. I think one of the things he wanted to do had to do with like building sets on for stage or something like that. I remember that was something that was mentioned at one point. So, but I do know that he is going into cartoon animation on, I think it's computer based. I don't know yet. I'll have to see. He chose all of his stuff, and this is for his, he'll be in 12th grade when he does all that stuff. I can't wait for him to really get into the stuff like that. Yay. Hi, Heidi. Yay. She can hear me. I was talking about your red beans and rice and how yummy it is and how much Kirk would love to be able to cook that the New Orleans cooking. Payne says, I've been doing pour paint art with my son. He loves abstract art. Oh, some of the there's a person locally here that I found at one of our malls. She has amazing I think it's like watercolor, and she sprays it with like she does the things where I don't know how she does it. I saw a thing, but I don't know. She sprays it, and I think there's some alcohol or something in the spray, and it causes awesome like just designs on the thing. That's my kind of art. I like that stuff where it's sort of like pour art, but it's more of a watercolor based art. There's something about it that is totally mesmerizing, and I just sit there and stare at it like oh well. Witchy says, I got 2 coloring apps because my anxiety is it helps because it does. What is it? I need to get back with it, but I've been busy, so I haven't really had the time. But coloring, I have adult coloring books with colored pencils, and I do that. Like if we go somewhere, I can take that with me. I haven't done it in a while because I've been busy with work, but coloring books, I do the flower ones. That's like it gives a flower design on lots of intricacy on those. I love coloring. Coloring is that I like, and haven't done it for a while, but with my job and stuff. But knitting and crocheting, that's my other thing that I love. I taught myself how to do both. I do knit and crochet. But that kind of thing is I'm not a drawer. I don't draw. Never got into that. That was more my brother's thing. I have a brother who passed away in 2019. But he was basically artistic in everything he did. He was in Broadway. He was on Broadway in Phantom of the Opera for 10 years. Danced with Placido Domingo. Knew him well. And was a ballet dancer with San Francisco Ballet for many years. Was a natural artist from the time he was 4. When he was little, he would take pieces of paper and he would tear them and fold them and create art that actually functioned. He made a tricycle out of paper that had no tape but stayed together because of the way he put it together. His first major art piece that he did, he was 4 years old and drew a salt shaker, the kind that you see with the bumps on the outside at restaurants. He drew a salt shaker, and my mom, to see what she was in school at the time and was in an art class, and she wanted to see what her teacher would say about this piece of art, didn't tell her who it was from. And he said, wow, I cannot believe how well you have progressed in this class, and you've only been in it a couple weeks. And she said, I have to be honest with you, my 4-year-old son drew that. And he said, get him in art right away. And it was 4. And he said, absolutely, get him in art right away. I wonder who has, I think my mom may still have that picture. Yeah, that one was his first art thing. He would do that kind of thing, make things out of paper. He was amazing. And he believed right before he passed away, we had talked, and he also believed that he was on the spectrum as well. And for him, I would say yes, because he had many of the things now looking back that I recognize now as autism, that we didn't know what it was then. He was, what was he? He's 6 years younger than I am. Or he was. He passed away. He essed himself in 2019 in Central Park. I'll just put it that way. It was a very rough. But anyway, he was very much on the spectrum and very artistic and very, very amazing dancer. Broke hearts. It was amazing. Good night, Gone John. Thank you for being here. I'm about to end it. It's almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm trying to hold out like baubles. Poor you. But yes, if you ever wanted to Google him, you can. His name was Harlon Bengal. Very much missed, and by many people. The Broadway community, when we were in New York for his celebration of life, the last day we were there, Broadway, the Phantom of the Opera, did a thing called The Night the Lights Went Out on Broadway. They do that for special people who are famous in the Broadway community. And we went and out front of Phantom of the Opera, the actual place where they have it on Broadway, they turned all the lights off on Broadway, were turned off for my brother. He was placed to rest in under a tree near other very famous actors and actresses. Carol Channing passed just before him, and he was placed near where she was. Danny Kaye is another one. But they had him placed him to rest in. It's called the Actors Guild. I forget what it's called, but it's a place where they put actors, and he's there. So, but he was amazing, and yes, definitely, I would have said he was on the spectrum, and I don't know if my siblings would say that or not, but he told me that he believed he was, after learning about our son and his 2 nephews and myself. So, but he would have he would be what I would consider a savant, a person who could just walk in and do anything, pick it up and do it. He did it. He didn't learn ballet until he was 14. He learned the year he learned ballet. All three of my brothers were in ballet at the same time. My oldest was a professional ballet dancer with Oakland Ballet, and both of them excellent, very, very excellent ballet dancers. Yeah, but my youngest, yes, my youngest brother was amazing. Thank you very much so. Yes, he was amazing. He was very much so. My brothers are party people. They were so much fun. They would go to weddings, and we would bring the house down because they would dance at the weddings, and it was never something that was ever like, it just became a thing, and the people at the weddings loved it because all three of them were performers, and they would dance at weddings. They were professional Broadway dancers, ballet dancers with major ballet companies, and it was a treat for them to be able to go to people's weddings and dance. They didn't crash them. They were invited, but it would end up being a fun night of dancing. And they could dance anything. Any kind of dance, didn't matter what it was. My brother could dance anything, and he did a lot of it in a lot of performances. He was also in War Horse, was another one that he was in, a Broadway show, but his biggest was Phantom of the Opera. And my mom had all of my siblings are wonderful siblings. I love them very much. I also have a whole another family who's my bio family that I was able to meet for the first time in 2017. I was adopted at birth, but I was able to meet my bio family, and I'm very, very happy to have many siblings and many, many, many family members that I didn't have. And I have sisters that I never had. I had 3 brothers growing up, and I was the only girl. So now I have sisters, and it's awesome. Anyway, I think that I am going to call it a night, and I thank you guys for being here. This was awesome. I cannot believe that you actually showed up and listened to me babble on. Oh, sorry, Bobbles, I used your word. Oh no, I mean jibber jabbered. There, I am so sorry, Bobbles. I used your word. But anyway, I jibber jabbered on for almost 2 hours, and you guys have been awesome. And thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Nuts is here. Oh my goodness. Hi, Nuts. Good to see you. I do have the Danielle. Yes, yes. There, where to go? You have the best. I do have best of the both worlds. Learn. Yes. Thanks for coming, everyone, and please join us. Yes, we will be back live with Bobbles on Thursday. Thank you so much for being here, Stacy. We'll do this more often. I'll come, and if anybody who wants to talk autism and whatever, and just do community stuff, we can always set up talks for that, and come do this stuff. And if anybody ever wants to come up on the panel at any time ever, and not just hear me jibber jabber by myself, feel free anytime to come up and join me on my lives, which I want to do more often, but I've got a lot going on in my life. Thank you, everyone, for the comments about my brother. Yes, I miss him. It was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life, and it was extremely traumatic, and it still comes up every now and again, and I have my days, but it's getting easier. It never will go away. He was very much like more of a son than a sibling. Just the relationship that we had was more like that. So I saw him more as my son, and so it made it a little bit more difficult. And but he was a wonderful, wonderful human being. I'm about to rewind from the beginning. This was great. Can't wait for tomorrow on the other channel. Yes, anybody again? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna drop it for the last time, just so I can. That's my husband. I think that's isn't that it? Is that it? I think that's what I've been dropping. If not, whoever that is, you're getting a shout out. I think it's the right channel. If it isn't, I'm trying to drop my husband's Cooking After Dark channel. Um, but anyway, uh, and I also like to have your Danielle, your lives, and like Heidi's lives and all the lives. I play them and keep them going in the background. To I love having yours up, yours and Aussie Amy's, and just those kind of channels in the background. Uh, they're very, very soothing for me and help me get through my day, help me get through my anxiety at times day. While I'm listening, I'll have you guys on throughout the day too. I just go back and listen to either old videos of yours or whatever. Just I love it. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and say good night. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with me. That's my slogan. Thank you for putting up with me. Have a great night. And I will see you on Thursday at 7 Pacific, 9 Central, and 10 Eastern on Babbling with Bobbles. I'll try to put all the links that I threw up tonight in the description on this channel. Thank you so much. If I didn't call you out or I missed your name, I apologize. It's probably because I have the attention span of a gnat. But see you all and see you on Thursday.